I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, and let's focus on verses 17 through 19. Instruct those who are rich in the present age, not to be arrogant or to set their hope on the uncertainty of wealth, but on God, who richly provides us with all things to enjoy. Instruct them to do good and to be rich in good works, to be generous, willing to share, storing up for themselves a good foundation for the age to come, so that they may take hold of life that is real. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 through 19. You know, no matter what time of year it is, it's always good to think about those winter holidays. I grew up in a family that went to a Baptist church, so I remember Christmas pretty well growing up. And more specifically, I remember Christmas mid-morning. Now, I'm not talking about Christmas morning where you run into the living room and you rip through wrapping paper. I'm talking about an hour later, after you had breakfast, you got dressed, and you went out to the sidewalk to meet up with your friends to see what they got for Christmas. Well, one of my childhood friends was Mark, and Mark always had the best of everything. His parents were, I guess, well-to-do, and so he had to practically machete through dense layers of presents just to reach their Christmas tree. I was lucky to get 3 gifts, right, including that yearly underwear and socks package from my grandmother. Well, 2 cool things about Mark. Number 1, he always complimented whatever I got. And number 2, he let me play with his stuff. We'd meet on the sidewalk mid-morning. I'd be holding a football. He'd be holding football tickets. And then he'd invite me to a game. He was rich in money, but also generous. He was rich in good works. You know, it's interesting. Years later, I heard that Mark's dad lost most of his money in a stock market crash. You know, wealth is uncertain like that. I wondered how their family coped with living on an average income. I know they love the Lord, so I hope they drew strength from their church. This year, when the season arrives, and believe me, it's coming before you know it, and before we share what we got for Christmas, how about letting people know how much they mean to us? For that matter, why wait for the holidays? It's always good to praise the Lord for getting us through another year and for giving us hope for the future. Well, then let's take hold of what is real in this life, and let's set our hope on God, who richly provides us with all things to enjoy. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.